Hey, what's going on, guys? So I put in a ton of hours in NBA 2K25 and I wanted to give my final review. To start off this review, I am a simulation player. I do not play any of those predatory game modes like My Team or My Career. I download realism sliders, I turn the HUD off, I play the game that way. Most of the time is spent in My Eras, or what used to be known as My League, and I still call it My League from time to time. I rebuild teams, take over teams. I try to make the game as realistic as possible because that's how I enjoy my sports games. So if you're expecting any critique on the park or the city or whatever the fuck that shit is, you're not getting it here. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna be strictly talking about the pure basketball aspect of the game. Now, with that out the way, let's get into the gameplay, because the gameplay this year has been improved in so many different areas. The first thing I want to talk about is the game's speed. This year the game is substantially slower in terms of the game speed, but the game speed being lower this year, I noticed that speed is only for a select few. Players with a high speed attribute will zip down the court, and players who have good enough speed but high acceleration, you'll see over time that they get faster as they trail down the court. With the game speed being much slower this year, you can feel the position difference when it comes to players on the court. You can also feel the difference between speed when it comes to the players as well. Players like De'Aaron Fox, Ja Morant can create separation with the greatest of ease, especially if their defender is much slower than them. You can also see the speed difference with somebody like LeBron, where he has a fast break and he's going down the court. The longer he runs, the faster he gets due to his acceleration. He's much harder to stop when he's coming towards you at full speed. It kind of reminds me of NBA 2K14. He had like this signature skill called LeBron Coast to Coast. All my 2K OGs, you guys will remember that one. The game that you're watching right now between the Lakers and the Timberwolves, I want you to pay attention to some of the quicker players on the court and see how they can create separation by just being fast. Another thing that I love about this year's title is the shot contest system. Height matters this year. If you are a taller player, you can literally shoot over opponents. Take Kevin Durant, for example. You can shoot over a smaller defender and the shot will still be considered as an open shot, which is extremely realistic. This game has a minimal amount of ghost contesting, and ghost contesting has plagued this franchise for years. So what ghost contesting is, when someone is just standing by you, they don't have a hand in your face, but the game still says that you're smothered and that was a bad shot. I'm pretty sure if you played My Career or you played Play Now Online against other people, or hell, even played against the CPU like I do, in the past couple of years, you noticed that the contest system in 2K was extremely inconsistent, and at times it felt completely random. In 2K25, they fixed the shot contest system. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but it makes a lot more sense than what it was in years prior. In these clips, you're going to be seeing me hit some step back threes, some mid ranges, turnaround jumpers, all different types of shots that will be considered bad shots in the older 2K titles. Especially when I was using LeBron in this game, I'll run pick and rolls and just shoot when I get right off the pick, because I know since the defender doesn't have a hand in my face and he's standing to the side of me and he really isn't contesting the shot at all, I'm not going to be penalized for it. This has been the greatest upgrade in 2K history. I'm not going to lie. It makes the game feel so new because now you can pull off combinations of moves to create separation from your opponent and score and not get penalized because you have handles, or not be penalized because you know how to work triple threat moves or know how to work from the post. This is a thing they should have fixed a while ago, and I'm happy that it's here. If you watch the NBA and you see somebody like Jalen Brunson working in isolation and you see the type of moves that he could pull off and shots that he could get off, and those shots are considered good shots, it used to pain me when I get on 2K, do the exact same thing, and then the system tells me, hey, that really wasn't a smart thing to do. This year, they finally fixed that some way. I'm not going to say it's perfect because it's far from perfect, but you can finally put in work on offense at a consistent rate. The next thing that I want to talk about is pro play. These pro play animations are amazing. I love them so much. It captures the realism of the actual NBA product, and it's so creepy how accurate it is too. A lot of the star players like LeBron, Anthony Edwards, AD, Kyrie Irving, Luka, JT, more, they all have signature animations. And I'm not just talking about layups and dunk package or dribble animations. The way they walk, the way they breathe, the mannerisms, like, it's really detailed to like a really creepy amount of detail. It's so lifelike to the point someone can see you playing. Like, look at the gameplay I'm playing with. I don't really have any HUD or anything like that, and they can mistake it for a real game. They can think it's an actual NBA game going on. You know, put this in broadcast and turn off all the HUD completely, or watch the CPU play, and you will really think it's a real game. The greatest example I can use is Curry. Curry mannerisms in this game are so lifelike. Like the way he just stare up in the air and all the little things he does in the game, and it's so cool. It is so cool. Even though this isn't a part of pro play, there's a lot of animations on the sideline as well, and a lot of cutscenes during the broadcast. In certain arenas, there's celebrities or important people, legends, things like that sit sideline during the games. I think during the game that you're watching now, Candace Parker is here, and when there was a moment where I had to shoot free throws, the commentary team was like, "Hey, look guys, it's Candace Parker," you know, and they put the camera on Candace and she waved at the camera. And it's like that in a lot of different arenas in the games as well. There's more coach animations too, especially when it's a bullshit foul call. You'll see the coaches on the sideline just getting fucking enraged, like they're so mad, pissed. You'll see the players try to calm them down. Shams is in the game, which shocked me. I was playing the game and they like called Shams and he was giving us like insights on why Joel Embiid decided to play for Team USA. I was like, that's cool. Every year 2K improves the presentation over and over and over and over and over again. They just keep adding and adding and adding and adding. And I do think these visual things are important because it adds to the overall ambiance of the game and it mimics the real life broadcast, even down to fans coming on the court to try to shoot the ball from half court for $10,000. Little things like that are so cool to me, man, honestly. One thing I wish could be improved is the halftime show. The halftime show is pretty much the same with some new lines and things like that, but I feel like it should be longer with more detail, kind of like how the old NFL 2K games used to be, or hell, even like NBA Live 19 with like Jalen Rose. Like, it should be way more detailed than what it is. Halftime is an important time to like get up, get a drink, look at stats, see what you did wrong. Here is just kind of like a intermission. There's one play in this video where it was a crucial moment at the end of the game because it was a real close game. And I pump fake with AD and Rudy jumped, went under the pump fake and got an and one with AD. And Ant like pulled Rudy to the side and was talking to him like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, little things like that is hilarious to me because you see it on, you know, in real life. But it was funny, like the way Ant was moving his hands was like scolding him, like trying to be like, okay, man, like, look, we can't afford to be doing this shit right now. Like, it's hilarious. I love that type of stuff. To get back to the gameplay, overall, I think the gameplay is really solid this year. It's the best it has been in a very long time. It really took me about 5 hours to get used to the mechanics, but even with the amount of hours that I have now in the game, I still feel like there's a lot to learn. I even played 2KU this year because I wanted to use some of the new animations. Before the end of the review, I want to talk about My Era. They added a new Stephen Curry era to the game, which is cool, but there's a lot of players that's missing, such as John Wall, Blake Griffin, Iggy, Kaminsky, a lot of players from that era that's not there. I don't know if it's something to do with the licensing of these players, but that's kind of weird. There's a FIBA category when it comes to teams in quick play, but the only FIBA team that's in the game is Team USA. That's weird too. I don't know what's up with that. Like, you should definitely add more FIBA teams. They also added this new thing to My Era, which is a retirement tour. So how it works is if you have a Hall of Fame player that's going to retire the next year, you can give them a farewell tour. So you'll get special animations at the end of matches where he trades his jerseys with other players and shake players' hands and hug them and things like that, which is pretty cool. The only bad part and the sad part was when I launched My Era and they said, do you want to give LeBron a farewell tour? And I was like, damn, we really at this point where bro about to be gone, bro. I was like, oh my God. But the cool thing is I use the Brooklyn Nets because I'm from Brooklyn. The Brooklyn Nets is my favorite team, but you can give a farewell tour to any legend. You know, it doesn't have to be on your team. Anyone who's about to retire and they have a Hall of Fame worthy career, you'll get a notification like, hey, Chris Paul is about to retire. Do you want to give him a farewell tour? LeBron is about to retire. You want to give him a a farewell tour, you know, things like that. But other than that, the mode itself is pretty much the same. It's not a lot of things that's wrong with the mode in general, but I do appreciate the quality of life improvements and the stuff that they did add. Overall, I really like this year's title. I'll definitely recommend this one, especially if you love basketball as much as I do. The gameplay really improved, the visuals with pro play adds to the realism, and overall, I think this is going to be a really good year for 2K. Other than that, man, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.